Picture this. You're floating high above the world in the vacuum of space. You're far enough out that the entire planet appears as one single, living, breathing sphere, with continents curving gently under oceans and clouds drifting like thoughts. From this vantage point, the borders and barriers we obsess over on the ground simply vanish. You see a single, integrated web of life, held together by that thin blue line of air. It's a moment where the vastness of the playground becomes clear, and the connection between every living thing feels undeniable. Compare that integrated view to the old-world metrics on the left side of this chart. Down here, our lives are defined by rapid speculation, frantic rush, and segmented identities that leave us depleted. We are functionally disconnected from the very planet we just observed. If the disconnect is this deep, top-down policy changes aren't enough to bridge the gap. To align our global reality with that orbital perspective, we have to rebuild the system, starting from the person navigating it. We begin at the absolute center of human existence. This radar map provides the blueprint for that shift. It's a layered spatial logic where every solution ripples outward. We start at the core with the individual, move to the community island, and eventually reach the overwatch of the global system. True systemic change requires a holistic architecture, one that grows concentrically from the starting point of individual human healing. Let's zoom in to the absolute center of that map. Right here is the individual human mind and body. This graphic shows how the individual reclaims their data. A digital twin functions as a secure mirror of your physical and mental state. At the foundation, this twin holds space for memory and everyday well-being, acting as a personal anchor. We call this underlying infrastructure code. It's the invisible system that allows this mirror to function reliably across the entire playground. Reclaiming absolute agency over your digital self is the first step. It creates the mental clarity necessary to begin deep physical healing. Once the digital self is secure, we move to the physical core, the holy capsule. This dial monitors a specialized mask-fed hyperbaric oxygen protocol. The goal is a complete 120-hour recharge. Those hours are broken down into 60 precise 2-hour sessions, each a deliberate step toward physical resilience. The mechanism here is pressure. It is the physical force required to push oxygen into the cells and drive a level of biological repair that rest alone cannot achieve. True bodily resilience requires more than a quiet moment. It requires a dedicated, measured surrender to biological repair. With the core recharged, the model moves outward to the surrounding physical world, the island community. This diagram shows the physical toolkit for these communities. These are gathering places and shared kitchens built with local materials, including underground shelters shaped directly from the sand. These islands are powered by a living economy. Every hour you give to care, creativity, or the land becomes a recognized contribution. As the arrows show, this value circulates exactly where needed, ensuring individual energy directly strengthens the collective. Society thrives when it stops being extractive. By creating a cyclical ecosystem, individual energy naturally fuels community resilience, and community resilience protects the individual. Now we return to that macro-orbital view, completing the expansion of the model. This is the overwatch. It is a layer of satellites keeping a quiet watch on space around us to protect the planetary field. This technical layer is supported by cultural infrastructure, systemic agreements that make room for new contributions without constant enforcement. Real freedom is found on the ground when there is a vast, silent macro infrastructure working diligently in the background to protect the whole planet. All of these systems are bound together by an invisible connective tissue. These glowing orbs represent the stories, songs, and poems that link one person's wonder to the next. This connective energy is what we call light. It is the creative spark that provides the energy and feeling to take the first step of a new idea. This Venn diagram unifies the paradigm, overlapping 3 pillars: pressure, code, and light. At the dead center of these intersecting forces lies infinite creative autonomy. When body, system, and spirit align, the playground is yours to explore. The red thread is already woven through it all, waiting for you to follow it or weave something new. step into the playground. Use the tools. Let the light pour in. I choose infinity. We will be heard.